Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Evolving Skies. I'm sure um, a lot of you are well aware this set has kind of popped off in the last uh, really just couple weeks. And I'm going to be just kind of talking about, kind of how I view this set, where I am with this, the journey I've kind of taken, um, as a collector slash investor. Um, and kind of just have a I don't know, just kind of make a video on some of my thoughts. I don't really have any goals for this video or any set things I'm going to be talking about, but I wanted to get something out there, and just kind of talk to this, because I know there's obviously a lot of buzz around this set. So let's just kind of jump right into this. So you can see here, this is something I've been kind of um, watching and tracking the set specifically for quite a while. I have just data compiled, and you can find this obviously at a number of different sites and sources, kind of week to week. I was starting this out by just kind of plotting, the weekly kind of average set price for a booster box, um, and then just kind of taking a linear regression and kind of trying to project, hey, where do we see this going? Taking everything we had from the beginning, to a given time, um, and then kind of looking at some of these more recent trends, where we kind of see some spikes in data or spikes in price. So specifically, like if we're looking at the beginning of July, which is kind of where I bought in again. I bought another, six booster boxes around that time. Looking at like here and so for example, like if I look at this chart, at the time I was saying, okay, I've got, you know, a fairly decent position in Evolving Skies, for a modern set. Um, I've got a collection ranging from vintage, all the way back to like the first sets up to, obviously Sword and Shield. I've got, obviously a position involving skies, um, but you know, looking at this basically all the way back, um, you know, to like the July time frame when things kind of started to take a turn up, right? Because we saw a reprint, somewhere in, July, August. We saw prices fall back down to kind of MSRP, which is around this, $145 mark. And then we steadily saw kind of an increase over the last, what is it, October? So July, August, September, October. So, over the last maybe 3 to 4 months, we've seen this kind of slow, gradual increase, and then only recently we've seen kind of this jump that has definitely taken people's attention, and kind of sparked negativity, and then obviously speculation, throughout the hobby, and I've, looking at like YouTube videos and comments. I've been looking at this, and really, obviously you can't go back in time. So my cost basis, for example, is $146 for my booster boxes, and obviously, where it is now, I'm obviously very happy with it. But I was never looking at this thinking, hey, this is going to just take off, right? I was slowly accumulating boxes kind of over time. I didn't just dump a large amount. I was kind of slowly kind of moving into this, especially with the uh, recession kind of hitting. If you look at this compared to, and if I go over to the sheet one, we just kind of look at, you know, um, just the percent change relative to the cost basis, right? We're looking at a, currently, 60% return, which is, still fairly short term, right? There's still a lot of volatility here, right? You could see this drop pretty quickly, in the blink of an eye if we decide to see Pokemon, flood the market, for example, with a reprint, we could see this drop pretty drastically and pretty quickly. Um, however, I'm not and never was looking to kind of make a quick flip on this. I chose this set because this is a set I believe in. It has strong fundamentals. It has amazing chase cards. It has really popular Pokemon, um, and it's just a highly desired set, right? It's one of those sets that's really just going to continue to perform, and looking down the line 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, people will love to open this set because it's a fun set to open. But right now, if you're somebody who's looking to get into this, um, if you're looking to get into it for the long term, and you can't afford a booster box, I'm not suggesting you go off and leverage a booster box just to own it, right? I think maybe you start with something like a couple packs. Like you could still go and get packs for like $5, right, on TCG Player. Um, if we go on a TCG Player and we look at the packs right now, we're looking at like a market value of 540, right? And I think that was Pokemon's intent, is when they printed all those tins and all those additional boxes, they're looking to keep the pack price down. I know we haven't seen a booster box reprint the size that we wanted to see, but this pack price is very affordable. And if you can't afford a booster box right now, you can go ahead and pick up, let's say, 5 packs. And let's say that you want to try to accumulate an Evolving Skies collection over the long term. You can pick up 5 every 2 weeks, maybe 5 every month, right? Set aside some money. Kind of look at this like an investment. Like, instead of taking $25 and putting it in the stock market, take $25 and put it into Pokemon and put it into this, right? So it's just I've seen a lot of comments and negativity towards this, and I think some of that comes from uh, obviously with anything FOMO, right? I mean, we're seeing these spikes in prices, and the behavior is, oh, I'm going to just go and throw money at this because I might miss the boat, and it's going to be $500 in 3 months. And it's like, okay, that may be true, but if you were looking at this like, hey, this set has great fundamentals from the very beginning, when it first came out, and you were kind of slowly accumulating boxes at an affordable price and an affordable rate without leveraging those boxes on credit, you would be sitting in a position, similar to kind of where I am now. And I even missed the boat kind of late, right? My cost base is $146, and somewhere out there's people who are, sitting on, a couple of boxes, let's say 4 or 5 boxes, maybe even a case at, that $120, $110 mark, or even below that, because they got in from the very beginning. So you kind of have to look at it that way. I definitely don't recommend picking this up and then trying to flip it for, a quick increase, because it's easy to look at these projections, right? Anybody can go on and make some quick projections based on recent data, and they can say, yeah, if we follow this trend, it's going to be $350 by February 1st. And it's like, yeah, but there's a lot of volatility, and it's, this set's still technically in rotation, and it could be printed. So I definitely wouldn't recommend just trying to flip this. But if you're trying to buy this and hold it for the long term, I think it's a good set to kind of hold. And it's something that I think is definitely it's just definitely going to hold its value, and it's definitely a good set to invest in, right? If we compare it to all the others like Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, some of these other sets, it's just a superior set. So um, let me know what you think in the comments. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of this content. I can certainly go into more detail regarding my projections and kind of how I approach certain booster boxes, and not everything is like this. This is just like a very small portion. I saw this set, I really liked it. I opened a lot of it. And I enjoy the cards. But there's also other aspects to my collection that are nostalgic, and I'm, you know, somebody who collected in the Gen 1, Gen 2 era. So I got back into this in 2019. So it's not all about just investing and then trying to make a profit, whether it's short or long term for me. So if this is something you like, feel free to give me a like, give me a follow. And thanks for watching.